All right, so I've been asked to do a video on my UI and also my add-ons. So a lot of people ask me what I'm using for the damage numbers. The numbers are nameplate scrolling combat text. So I make sure the Blizzard scrolling combat text is marked off. Animation speed is 0.08. This is my offset for my specific UI. I like to use the icon because ever since I started using it, I'm able to see exactly what damage is doing what, and I really like that personally. So I'm going to use the icons. I like big crits, so I'm big in the crit scale, and scale down small hits. I don't really care about that, so I want to just see the big hits. Okay, so this one is pretty important. It's going to show you the debuffs on your party frames more. I disabled the nameplates because my nameplate add-on is already doing it and it would overlap. Like if somebody was in a stun, I would see it right here in an icon. But yeah, so this is a big thing for me as a healer, and you can set the maximum buffs as well. So that's good for Resto Druid, and it's just a huge value all around. I would highly suggest getting that, even if you're not a healer. Another add-on to note is BugGrabber. This has been an absolute game changer to me personally. I hate those things that just pop up on your screen whenever you have bugs. There's just so many bugs happening all the time. It's very, very frustrating for me. Diminish DR Tracker. This is a huge add-on for me personally. What it does, it'll put your DR tracking on each frame. You know, like if you get stunned, you can see how long until that falls off, so you can outplay your opponent. It's huge. And it also pops up here. You can put it on your arena frames. I personally use it on my arena frames instead of the normal one, and I'll get to that in a second. But you can also put it on your party frames as well. It's such a huge deal. Gladius test. So on the Gladius, you can't change the icon, but on diminish options, you can toggle test mode and you can see. And then if you right click, you can just put in the spell ID to change this. So you have to go to Wowhead and you can just type kidney shot. Go to the spell, and right here, that's going to be the spell ID, the number. Just copy and paste that in here, and you have a kidney shot. So if I accept that test mode, all the suns will be changed. So if you're playing a class and you're having trouble with like keeping up with what DR like shares the same with your CC, this is going to be a huge game changer for you, because you can just set it to your spell, so you don't have to think about like other people's spells and stuff. You can just see that shares the same DR as mine, so I can't cast a spell yet. I like it because it's more simple and I don't have to think. So this one's cool. Cool to mention. You can just make your UI a different color. So you have to type FrameColor and it will pop up right here. And I just do the color override and just all black. So you can see down here, my UI is all black. I can change that to like maybe a different color. Press OK. And override all, press accept, and everything is red. So I personally like black, so I'm just gonna go with that. Gladiator lost SA2. This is the type of thing that gets really convoluted, but I'm so used to listening for cooldowns that I kind of rely on it right now. At the moment, I don't have this set up to only say the things I want to hear. So sometimes there's like lags. So if you want to take the time to go through here and like only pick important things for it to say, I think it'll be a lot better than just having literally every single thing being said in the game. I think it's good for the average player, in my personal opinion. Gladius I use just because I'm so used to it. I've always used it. Sure, there's other things, but like I'm just so used to the way it looks on my screen. Whenever I try to change to another thing, it just throws me off. So I like using this in combination with the Diminish DR Tracker. All right, so I also use the Leatrix maps and the Leatrix Plus Dragonflight. I like to use the volume slider on my character, so I can put the volume wherever I want to. show ready timer. Of course, I want to see how much time I have left to join a match, and I sell junk automatically and repair automatically. So it's nice to do that. And there's a bunch of different things that you can use. It's nice to have. All right, so for the map, you can see unexplored areas, which is kind of nice. Coordinates, all this good stuff, but mainly I like to use it because I want to move my map sometimes, kind of move it to the side if I want to. Narcissus is one of the best add-ons that I could have as a content creator, because I can use this and just have super high quality thumbnails. So I can just do this, make sure I scale it up so it's 1080p, and just change the lighting however I want to. It's actually so nice to have this in a video game as a content creator. And you can do a group photo, you can do a self, and if you can hold Alt, you can use it for a shift form as a druid to get your CAD forms as well. You can use this in Photoshop and cut it out really nicely and make super good thumbnails. I'm not sure how many other people are interested in that though. Okay, Omnibar is one of the most important things in Arena. I like to see everything on my screen. So here I have just my enemies' offensives, their interrupts, their defensives, and their CC. This is something that I can put in the description. So if you don't want to go through all this and set it up yourself, you can just import it if you want to. OmniCD party cooldown tracker, also a game changer for especially for solo shuffle. So it's nice to have that. If my team has cooldowns, I can be a lot less scared to sit any kind of CC. All right, PartyPets Fix. I don't even know if they fixed this, but season 1 they didn't have any pets on the party bars, which is super annoying. So it's just a simple add-on for that. Plater nameplates, I use Plater. I will go through that real quick. Basically the main stuff, buff tracking. So I do manual tracking, so I don't have every single little thing on the party or on the enemy frame. I don't want to see all that stuff. I don't care about it. I just need to see, like on Feral, I need to see Rake, Rip, Moonfire, Thrash. Yeah, stuff like that. I don't need to see like cyclones because I have BigDebuffs as well as buff special. Okay, so this will put CC on the side of the nameplate. So I don't want to see it on the top too. That's like, it's redundant. I don't need all that information at the same time. So I just want to see the information that I absolutely need and nothing else. So that's really nice to be able to manually track everything that you need to absolutely see. It's just pretty simple. This is really just up to you. So Tell Me When is pretty awesome add-on. Basically what it is just these three. So it'll only come up in Arena, and it will tell me if they have this debuff and how long the debuff is on them. So I can easily look over there and just press Shift 1, 2, and 3 to get a dot rolling on the enemy team without like having to like search for their nameplate and see where they are. I can just like see that and just, you know, basically just do this and get a dot rolling without any effort. So I can just set up a new group real quick to kind of show you guys how I did that. All right, so this is what it's going to look like initially, and we're going to try to make it look exactly like that. So here we have tabs on the bottom, and so for this group, so first of all, on the group tab, we're going to go columns 1, rows 3. So now we have this. Okay, we can scale it. We're going to scale it down. Icon spacing, vertical. So we can just keep doing this until it looks okay. And you can just do however you want to and just kind of move it into place wherever you want to. So I'm just going to do it here for now and make sure the spacing is sufficient amount of space, just like that. So on each one of these, we can go to icon on the tab and just right click this, and we'll go we'll go buff, debuff, what to track, purge the wicked. Okay. And it comes up with suggestions. So it's real nice. Who to watch, Arena 1. I'm sorry, this one's gonna be Arena 3. Arena 3. It's gonna be a debuff, only cast by me. If any present, we'll have 100%. If any absent, we're gonna have like just 24% is fine, just whatever. So I'm gonna show timer. So I'm gonna also check hide if no units. So it's gonna search for arena units. So it's not gonna pop up when you're out in the world and you don't really need that. It's not gonna work in the world. So hide if no units. And that is literally all you have to do. And then you just right click the next one and do the same thing, debuff, and just repeat the step. Except on this one is going to be what to watch. It's going to be Arena 2, no spaces. So that is what I use for, like, I use it for anything I need to keep up like a single dot, like Elemental Shaman is really good to use as well. And this class is really the only two I use that on. The last add-on I have is weak auras. This is such a huge add-on as well. You can do so many different things with it. Some of the big things that I'm using is T nameplates. So whenever a totem goes down or an obelisk or something like that, there'll be a huge icon and it's like glowing and flashing. So you can go to this website and it's called YQLqEXWYHNNw, T nameplate, and it's just T nameplate totems, and this is what it looks like. I have a precog one, and you can literally just search precognition and you will get one of these, and you can get a precog weak aura as well. If you don't know anything about weak aura, you just do new aura. You can do pre-made and progression texture, default buffs, harsh discipline, only show if buffed. You can change whatever you want in here to whatever you like. So I'm gonna just delete that since I already have a harsh discipline. And yeah, and I just use this for a bunch of different things on a bunch of different classes. So on priest, it's just precog and harsh discipline for now. I don't want to look at my buffs to see if I have harsh discipline. So basically that's it. I would suggest all of these for each classes. Of course, they vary with different spells and stuff, but in general, this is basically my UI and my add-ons for 10.1.